Hi guys, welcome to another Q&A with your boy PapiMento. Thank you for the loads of questions we had on Twitter. We really appreciate it. Keep the discussion going. That's what we want. So thank you very much. I will continue now with the first question, and that's from Isaac K. He's asking, there's a potential that Klaassen will join Ajax. How do I feel about this? Well, I've been very, very opinionated about Klaassen, also on Twitter, so you might have seen my opinion already. I think he lacks a skill for the number 10 at Ajax. Technical ability, I know he scores a lot when he's in the box, but I do think he is not the level you want at Ajax anymore. When he played at Ajax, he was okay. But now I don't see an additional value for him at Ajax. As a number 6, that's even worse because I don't think he has the passing capability, the technical capability to play number 6. So you're just going to see a lot of sideways passes, back passes. Ajax evolves. Ajax is stronger now, and I don't think Ajax should go back to a Klaassen kind of level of player. That's my personal opinion. I've voiced multiple opinions on Klaassen on Twitter, so please check them out. The second question we received is from Sorinc, and the question is, BeNeliga, what do I think about it? And if it will be good for Ajax. To be honest, we don't know a lot about BeNeliga, how it will eventually be when it starts. So there's a lot of question marks there. But I do think for the league in general and competition for clubs, because they will get more TV money and they can compete more with the big clubs that dominate the league now. Think about Anderlecht, think about Ajax, think about PSV, Feyenoord. The other little teams don't really have a chance against them at the moment. I think the top teams will really feel the negative consequences of BeNeliga in the beginning, till BeNeliga really settles and you achieve the required progress, especially with Champions League spots, etc., EuroLeague spots for Belgium and Holland, because you don't know yet how many spots they will receive at the start of the BeNeliga. So that's very important for also to attract other players and high-level players. So all in all, I think we have too many question marks now of the BeNeliga to really be like, okay, it will be great for Ajax. I do see a positive, but it needs to be worked out, and we need to understand what UEFA will do with the Champions League spot, Euro spots, to really have a definitive answer on if it's a positive thing for Ajax or not. Next question we received is from Enrique Gonzalez. What do you think of Overmars? Is he doing a good job or still needs a lot to improve? I checked based on this question what Overmars had to do. Overmars started in a rough period for Ajax. We didn't have enough budget to buy players, so the strategy was a lot of youth players in the team, and we didn't buy that much as talent. That affected the way Ajax played for a long time, till they had the money, and the last couple of years you're noticing that they're spending more money, but they're also getting a lot of top talents. If we look at the top deals from Overmars, we have Promes, Sanchez, Milik, Moisander, Onana, Tagliafico, Frenkie de Jong, David Neres, Dusan Tadic, all very important players the last couple of years. Of course, it wasn't all great. He also is responsible for Kostas Lamproe, Mike van der Hoorn, Heiko Westerman, and the backs Luis Orihuela, Paulsen, and Rasmus Christensen. Those are players that didn't do very well at Ajax. But all in all, you can say Overmars did well. The amount of talent we received a couple of years, Ajax was blessed. We achieved also good positions in Europe. So you have to be proud of what Overmars has been doing with Ajax. It's not all perfect, but I don't think anyone can be all perfect all the time. The only thing that's different with Overmars and other people that have had that position, he is the only one that I know that is spending this much on players. Ajax history is not that they buy. They usually have the philosophy that they want youth players to be introduced in the first team. So I think also the strategy changed a lot for Ajax. All in all, I'm very happy with Overmars. I'm very happy with the strategy he's doing. I'm happy with the direction we're going. And if he can maintain this level, I think he should stay forever at Ajax. What club do you think Donny van de Beek will be going to, if any, now that Real Madrid seems to have opted out? This question is from jmkfrstr. It's a weird name, but thank you for the question. To be honest, I'm not very convinced Donny will leave us. I think the corona will have a big impact on a lot of the clubs in how many players they will buy. It caused also a financial problem for most of the teams. I hope and I personally think that Donny will not leave and he will stay at Ajax for another year. That's my personal opinion. If Donny would leave, I would love to see him at Dortmund. I think that would be a great club for him. Or maybe like a Wolves or a Leicester. Both are going to play Champions League or Europa League next season, but he will be playing in the highest league in the Premier League. So a lot of matches. I think he's much better than Klaassen, so he could easily run with those guys. We received a question from Mateo about youth players, which is very interesting. What youth players should Ajax use next season? And which youth players should go on loan? There's a lot of youth players at Ajax, as you know. So I'm just going to go one by one. But the overall opinion I have is if you're not going to use them in the first team or backup for the first team, like squad rotation player, first team, they should go out on loan. Especially these players I'm going to mention now. Gravenberch, if he's not going to get chances, he needs to go on loan. Eiting, if he's not going to be playing, number 6, because I really think he has capabilities of doing that, should also go on loan. Ekkelenkamp, he kind of reminds me of Litmanen. I'm not saying that he has potential of being Litmanen, but he reminds me of Litmanen so much. So I think he should be considered for the number 10 position. Also with him, it's all about will he get his chances as number 10? Because Ajax is also buying, like if they buy Klaassen, what will happen with an Ekkelenkamp? So you have to consider all those things, and it's based on Ten Hag, how he wants to play, what he wants to do, and who's the number 20 players he wants to use on a regular basis. I was impressed also with Timber. Last year, he played against Heerenveen, if I'm not mistaken, and his calmness on the ball as a defender really impressed me. So I hope I can see more from him. He shouldn't go out on loan. He should stay at the young Ajax and get some minutes in the first team. I would really like to see more of him. I think sporadically, Brobbey and Unuvar should stay at young Ajax, but sporadically they should get minutes in the first team. I hope at least subs but in multiple matches, not just 1 or 2. Traore and Schuurs, those are the most important. For me, both should be first team, squad rotation player at least. If both don't get the chance next season, I think both should go on loan. So it's really tricky. It's all about how the staff will determine which players will be necessary to play every week, every day, training, etc. And the other players that are almost there should get the opportunity to play every week also, but maybe with another team. Guys, the last question we received from Luke Tadros is the future of Promes. Will he stay till end of career at Ajax, or will he take another chance at a European club? My personal opinion is I think Promes is having an amazing time in Amsterdam. He loves where he's playing. He had a really good click with Ziyech, but Ziyech left. I don't know how much of an effect that will have on Promes, but I do think he's loving his football at Ajax. He's loving Amsterdam. He's a real connection with that city. He's 28. He's still young. He played in Russia. He played in Spain. So he had some adventures. I don't think he will easily go. Of course, depending on next season, how Ajax develops, etc. But if Ajax stays at a high level, playing Champions League every season, I think he could easily finish at Ajax. there's an if. However, if there's a big club coming for Promes, I think you would consider it and leave Ajax. But that's a big if. Thank you so much for watching. That was our last question. Subscribe, join the discussion. We really appreciate everything you're doing.